Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to talk a little bit about the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One S. It's just the hot topic right now. Sony just did their PlayStation event meeting yesterday, and they unveiled the two new consoles, the PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro. A lot of people are hyped for it. A lot of people are disappointed in it. I'm kind of, in a neutral type of area, but like anytime two consoles from rival companies come out, me personally, I know a lot of you guys, a lot of people in general, like to compare them, see which one's the best, and the whole console war thing, yada yada yada. I don't really like the console war. I just like looking at things objectively and just ultimately deciding which product is better. Like, subjective opinions aside, which one is truly just better. So let's compare them. Let's compare the Xbox One S with the PS4 Pro. Actually, you know what? Let's start with the two cheapest models. So the 500 gigabyte Xbox One S or the Xbox One Slim versus the PS4 Slim. Okay, both of these come in at $299. Now on the PS4 side, you basically get a smaller version of the standard PS4, and that's about it. On the Xbox side, however, you're going to get a machine that upscales games to 4K, has true HDR color capabilities, can play ultra high definition Blu-rays at native 4K. So console versus console, objectively, the Xbox One S is a better buy because you're simply getting more value for your money. They're the same price, they got the same hard drive space, but the Xbox One S can do the 4K upscaling, play the 4K Blu-rays, and stream 4K content off Netflix and things like that. So, I mean, based on those two models alone, Xbox One S takes the cake. But what about the PS4 Pro versus the top-tiered Xbox One S, the most expensive one? Now, they both come in at $399, respectively. But right off the bat, the Xbox One S has an advantage because it ships with twice as much hard drive space at 2 terabytes compared to the PS4 Pro, which has 1 terabyte. Now, both of these consoles will upscale your games to 4K resolution. They will both stream content from sources like Netflix and YouTube in native 4K. And they both offer high dynamic color range, HDR for those of you that don't know. However, only the Xbox One S is equipped with a 4K Blu-ray player. So with that addition, along with the larger hard drive, you'd be hard pressed to argue that the Xbox One S isn't objectively a better buy, as in, more value for your money. Now, I see on my timeline all these Sony guys, they're on there saying that the lack of a 4K Blu-ray player isn't a big deal. It doesn't matter. The focus is on games, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, whatever. You can spin it however the hell you want if it makes you feel better, but the bottom line is, it's simple. Not having a 4K Blu-ray player is worse than having one, right? Having one is better than not having one. It's pretty simple. Case closed. Now, the only rebuttal to that could be cost efficiency, but at the same time, Microsoft is including the 4K Blu-ray player plus twice the hard drive space and is still keeping the console at $399. So cost efficiency on Sony's part, really, it's not an excuse. Now, just for the sake of it, I just took a quick look at some 4K Blu-ray players on Best Buy website, and they're running for about $399. Now, all around, the Xbox One S is simply just a better purchase as far as value for money is concerned. I mean, you can get just a standard Blu-ray player alone for $400, or you can get the Xbox One S, which will play, upscaled 4K games as well for the same price. And, that, as I just pointed out, beats the capabilities of what the PS4 Pro can do. So as of right now, console versus console, I would say Sony is the underdog, and Microsoft knows it, and they're boasting about it like clowns, more so because of the Scorpio launching next year. It's going to be able to do native 4K, which I would just like to address that for 1 second here, because for the past 3 years, Microsoft executives and employees have been telling people that 720p or 900p games that are upscaled to 1080p are just as good as native 1080p displays. But now they're laughing at Sony because the PS4 Pro will only upscale games to 4K, while the Scorpio will do it natively. I mean, I know this company they kind of become notorious for flip-flopping, but just the professionalism and the maturity level of their high-end executive employees it's atrocious. Just the way they, I mean, I don't know. It bugs me. It bugs me. But anyways, Another thing that I kind of want to point out here is something that I've been questioning, and through some digging I finally sort of kind of found an answer. But it was announced that at some point soon, next week or whatever, current PS4 owners will be receiving a firmware update that will enable HDR colors on current standard PS4 models, which sounds great, sounds wonderful. Now this confused me quite a bit though, because I know that the PS4 is equipped with an HDMI 1.4, and I also know that HDR requires HDMI 2.0. So I literally didn't think this was possible, and I started to chalk it up as some sort of lie or some sort of twisted PR bullshit from Sony. However, as I said, after some digging, I found an answer that has somewhat cured my curiosities. Now, I found an article on a website called Ars Technica, Ars Technica, I don't even know how to say it. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check it out yourself. But in this article, there's mention that the PS4's HDMI controller is HDMI 2.0 compatible, meaning that it was developed with a higher bandwidth than the standard HDMI 1.4 spec required, and therefore it just needs an official firmware update in order to unlock and unleash that extra potential. Now, if this is the case, then true HDR could very well be hitting 40 million PS4s next week. However, if it's not true, then Sony has some sort of fake HDR feature that they're going to try to push as true HDR, which if that's the case, then basically screw them for lying, because I want true HDR or no HDR. Not that it matters to me specifically at all, but I don't know. All in all, you're not really going to benefit from either of these consoles unless you already have a 4K TV. The slight graphical and performance boosts on the standard 1080p displays are, in my opinion, not worth upgrading a console for if you already own a standard PS4 or Xbox One. These models, the new models, are for people who already have invested in a 4K display or are looking to invest in a 4K display, and they're looking for content to use on that display. Honestly, though, as a PlayStation fan, as much as it hurts to admit it, I know I can still be honest with myself and say that even Scorpio aside, the Xbox One S is already a better machine than the PS4 Pro. But it just doesn't matter to me at this point, because I don't have a 4K TV. I don't plan on investing in one anytime in the near future. So I'm going to stick with my standard PS4, my standard colors, my standard 1080p resolution for now, and I'm going to continue to enjoy games on it just as I have been for the past 3 years. But that's about it for this video, guys. So leave your thoughts on the topic in the comments below. Like this video if you found it interesting or helpful. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. But that's going to be it for me for now. I'm Vile Self. Till next time, villains. Later.